Sean Combs being denied.
Here we go again. You ready? Come and get me, baby. What's good, y'all? How you doing? How you doing? I'm going to keep it a stack with you. I've been putting off doing the Jay-Z story for many of my own personal reasons. But like I always say, the work never stops, man. I can't stop working, man. Can't stop, won't stop, man. So we got to do something. So if you don't know, I don't know what this is about. So someone filed a suit against Sean Combs against P. Diddy. So y'all know what's going on with P. Diddy right now. 10,000 bottles of baby oil, sex trafficking, something. Bad boy, take that. Okay, right? Somehow the person who filed the suit said, you know what? Fuck that. Bring it back. Put Jay-Z on there too. I totally forgot that when I was getting violated by Sean Combs, oh my gosh, goodness gracious. Jay-Z was there. I forgot that Hove was there. And Hove violated me. Fam, what? So the story is that when this girl was 13 years old, 24 years ago, she will be 37 now. She went to a party or after party after the VMAs, but in so many words, she somehow wound up in the same room as Jay-Z and Diddy, and together they both did stuff allegedly. But we know it's definitely the truth because when you first filed the suit, you said, "All right, I'm going for Puffy. Puffy was the one who did this to me. He's going to pay." Then you said, hey, Duke, because the lawyer's Duke. Hey, Duke, listen, it totally slipped my mind, but Hove, he was there. So go ahead and put him down. Let the courts know that we want to add the dynasty to this whole thing. All right. So you know who I had to go ahead and consult, man. 1 second, bro. One second, y'all. Be at the crib. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm getting a few important messages. Okay, all right. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so I wanted to share a clip from Umar, Dr. Umar. So Dr. Umar's cut his hair. I don't know if y'all know that or not. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Umar is no longer rocking the Super Saiyan John. You know what I'm saying? And I have to say, I didn't download that. Oh no, I don't have all my sounds, but it's fine. You know what? I love in the bricks. Okay, I gotta get all my sounds back, man. This ain't no good. But I do got this one though. I do got this one. Where's it? Hey. I know you're not real. All right, here we go.
Woman. There's no crime worse than the sexual assault of a woman. There's denied bail 3 times is unacceptable. How can he be denied bail 3 times, Art, and Vince McMahon ain't never been arrested yet for the same and worse? And Vince McMahon case is only 1 state away in Connecticut. So it's not like he's on the other side of the country. They 1 state away. Puffy gets denied bail 3 times. Vince McMahon ain't even been arrested. You know why they doing this? This is all about intimidation. This is all about humiliation. Humiliation and intimidation. They are sending a loud message to Black celebrities. You are not above the law. You have no more power than any other Black person. You will do what we say, and if you don't, we will destroy you. They're showing us by destroying our Black billionaires, how much power the black celebrity does not have. Racist. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, so normally, Umar kind of out there, but you know what? Umar, I'm gonna ride with you for a second. Don't worry, I got you. You're not alone, not by yourself. So like, I keep telling y'all, if you're watching this channel, if you've been watching this channel, if you know me personally, you've heard me talk about how this is one of the greatest times to be black. Mostly because we in turn, at least in this country, we have more freedom than we've ever had before, and especially for the black men, we are the freest black men to ever walk the soil in this country, or walk, be in this country. Period. In terms of opportunities, in terms of wealth, it's all this shit, right? And he makes an important point, okay, and it has to do with understanding where we are in terms of the hierarchy of society, because he's not wrong about that. But I bring up the whole point about this being the greatest time because the Black Renaissance is happening. It is happening, and I just can't. You just can't help but thinking with this whole thing with Diddy. Diddy been out here diddying for a long time, and people keep pointing out how when he got into it with them folks from Ciroc, that this seems a lot like they're trying to make an example out of him, and sending a message to everyone that listen. At the end of the day, you still a nigga in a coop. You know what I'm saying? You still a nigga in the coop. You understand? It don't matter how much money you got, okay? And I guess when these things happen, it makes me think about, damn, like, we need more power. We need more power as a collective. You understand? And what's going to have to happen is, the black men in the country that are productive, we're going to have to find ways to put together. I don't, do you call it a coalition? Do you call it a movement? I don't know what you can call it. Okay? But the best thing you can have on your side, we need all the money we can get into legal. Every company, one of the most important facets of that company, departments of that country, resources of that company is always the legal team. Because legal is everything. Because someone can get you jammed up for anything, right? And not only that, depending on who you done pissed off, they may be the kind of people who can influence lawmakers in a way where you can get jammed up, and now there's new precedent for a law. Like, the trial with Bill Cosby, it's so relevant because in that trial, it became legal to rescind your your consent. So one day you could say, hey, it's cool, listen, it's all good, we can go ahead and do a little doggy. Then one day you could decide while you're walking your dog, you know what, I regret doing that doggy, and you know what, I'm going to the police now. Unless you want to settle out of court. But when he brings up the whole Vince McMahon thing, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. And that's that's another reason why I gotta kind of ride with him a little bit. I'm like, y'all targeting Hove, because here's the thing though. And this is what's different between Hove and Diddy, is that Diddy has always had certain I don't say rumors, but basically certain talks have always been going down or going on around the name of P. Diddy, right? Whereas the things that, for example, like the Cursed Bad Boy, people would talk about, make jokes about the fact that, if you sign the Bad Boy, like, your career is over, or your career don't go nowhere, or you don't have no career. I don't know what to tell you. Most people who leave Bad Boy didn't go on to have the best careers. You know what I'm saying? Or there was in a terrible contract. One thing or the other. Also, Diddy saying things that sound gay on camera. You know what I mean? Calling niggas daddy. Now we know that he means daddy-o. I know he means daddy in terms of the slang, but just because how Diddy be having that draw, yeah, daddy. I like how you do that, daddy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, my nigga, in the 2020s, I think you kind of know how that sounds. I think you know. I know you're an old head, but I'm just saying. So there's that. On top of that, just him having an image of the kind of guy, because we all feel like when people have too much money and they too rich, they just get into shenanigans. So you can always kind of buy, kind of get into the idea that, yeah, did he be doing some weird stuff? You know what I mean? Or even back when I was young, right? When the whole case was going down with him and Sean and whatnot, it was rumors back then that yo, he was paying Sean to take that fall. He was giving money to take that fall, and then this and that. You know what I mean? So we always kind of been hearing that Diddy ain't the best person. The things we would hear about Jay would be more so people being disgruntled because things didn't work out for them, or they kind of charge what we charge all men with, especially if that man is able to provide something, all right, or provide resources. There's always someone somewhere that has a mindset of you owe me some money. You could have done more for me financially. There's always someone who feel like that. You know what I'm saying? So you've heard more of that, like when he was beefing with Beanie Siegel, D. Haven, and years later, Beanie came out and said, yo, listen, that man gave me an opportunity. Right? But where Beanie was at the time, I don't know if Beanie went to jail. Now he might have went to jail. I don't know. But where he was at, this is around like 2009 and all that. You know what I'm saying? Where he was at mentally, he might have felt like, listen, I'm fucked up right now. Beanie told a story about like, about how many people he had to call to get Jay on the phone. And now by this point, again, since like Jay, let me see, Jay and Kanye are the only ones that after the Rockefeller era went on to become richer and richer. Now, Ye may have had a few pitfalls, but they kind of both became bigger at the Rockefeller records, whereas everyone else kind of peaked. Because don't get me wrong, like that was an amazing era of music, and the people who were on Rockefeller records, it's probably one of the most talented ensembles of artists, really, in hip hop ever in terms of the star power. It was unparalleled, right? But anywho, so I just want to give you guys a bit of the backstory, but that's mostly what you would hear was that he took my record. Either he took my record, he didn't do enough for me. I'm sorry. And then when Jay became the president of Rockefeller, president of Def Jam, right? You started hearing more of these conversations where artists complaining about their marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like LL Cool J, DMX, and like Jay was like, nigga, how am I supposed to market LL? Nigga, you LL. Fuck, like, nigga, what? You understand? All right, y'all, let's go ahead and share this next post right here. So this is from the Shade Room. It says, earlier today, NBC News published an interview with Jane Doe, the woman that alleges Jay-Z and Diddy assaulted her at a 2000 VMAs party in New York when she was 13 years old. In the interview, NBC News highlighted a few inconsistencies in Jane Doe's allegations. Swipe to read. Jane Doe's father says he doesn't remember the incident. Jane Doe alleges her father drove 5 hours to pick her up the night of the incident. Two of the people that Jane Doe alleged were at the event proved that they were on tour in the Midwest during that time. And Tony Busby, the attorney representing Jane Doe, acknowledges that they don't know the exact location where the event took place. Jane Doe still stands for overall allegations. All right, so this is a direct quote. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me and the route that I took to what happened to me. Not all of the faces there are as clear. The women said in Friday follow-up interviews. So I have made some mistakes. I may have made a mistake in identifying. The woman also could not provide any further information about the after party she said that she attended. I didn't exactly know where we were going or even how long it took. The woman said when asked Tuesday where she thought she was taken that night, and she added that she had guessed about the length of the time the trip had taken in the lawsuit. We have attempted to confirm the correct location, We have never suggested the location was the Lotus Club. Our client has been very specific and detailed about the description of the venue, and she said she was taken to, and she never stated it was the Lotus Club. We won't speculate on whether there was an after party because again, she doesn't know that. Okay, so y'all don't seem to know nothing. You know what I'm saying? What we talk about, man. All right, we got anything else? All right, so there's that. So I wanted to share that. So basically, this whole thing is just coming apart. It's just super obvious that you people is hoping. It seems like these people are just kind of bluffing and hoping for a situation where I'm not sure what you're supposed to get out this shit. I'm like, that he's not going to just give y'all some money, right? He's not going to just say, oh my God, oh no, you're right. That 13-year-old from 2000, oh my God, she's here. Give her whatever she wants, Beyonce. No. He's not going to say, hey, OG Juan, give this lady from 24 years ago. Wait, and on top of that, who would let a 13-year-old, you know how young 13 years old is? Who would just let you into a party where you don't know them? Okay. I'm going to play something from from someone that I deem to be one of the greatest representations of journalism in our era, nigga. So, my ninja, I present to you the Angry Man. You understand? Fair use. So the Angry Man shared a really great video, and I'm going to share that video now. Here we go. Boom.
Let's check out how the accusation against Jay-Z is described real quick.
Fair use.
Let me get this straight. A 13-year-old girl walking around in the middle of the night trying to sneak into a venue somehow sparks a conversation with random limo drivers outside to the point where one of them goes, hey, let's go to Diddy's house. not, yo, you got school in the morning. Where's your parents? Little girl.
Not you got school in the morning is crazy. You know what? Fair use. I'm going to let him cook. I'll be right back, y'all.
You need to go home. Nah. Let's go to Diddy's house. Just to Diddy's house. But before anything happens, she has to sign an NDA because we all know NDAs hold up in the court of law when it comes to 13-year-olds. Parent consent where? Anyways, she signs the NDA, gets upstairs. It's Jay-Z, Sean Combs, and maybe Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez is chilling there, just watching the whole thing, talking about, yo, man, I'm still Jenny from the block. So they hold it down, right? This isn't even fun. This part's not even funny. So apparently they held it down, tried to violate. She fights him off, punches Diddy in the neck. Oh, nah. She's like, take that. Diddy's down. She grabs her stuff, leaves, right? Goes to a gas station. They let her use the phone. She calls her dad. He goes, yo, dad, Diddy, Jay-Z, and maybe Jennifer Lopez just tried to take advantage of me. I need you to come here ASAP. Dad comes up and says nothing to the police until years later. He just let his daughter live in depression. Like, yo, I don't know what to do. He made the blueprint. Like, you want me to call the police on Biggie's mans? Nah, hold on. Now, this is a serious situation. My man is conflicted. He's like, yo, man, like, Ready to Die was my shit. Like, yo, how we go? That nigga made Juicy, right? So he like, nah, I can't go against Bad Boy Entertainment, right? So he just lets his daughter go into a depression up until 25 years later, when everybody.
Exactly. Like, what father would hear, yo, Hove and Puff, which sound like a Biggie, those sound like Biggie lyrics. Hey, Papa and Puff, you know what I'm saying? Hove and Puff violated me, Pops, and he just said, all right, well, good night. I see you later, babe. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Because in her story, like we saw earlier, she's saying that, yo, her pops came and got her. That's what he did. Yes, sir. That's what he did. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about what I'm doing here. Matter of fact, oh shit. You know what? I'm out of here. I'm out. I don't try. Don't watch me. Watch TV. Watch Angry Man.
Everybody's filing lawsuits against Diddy. So they find this lawyer who files lawsuits on the whim. Like, yo, man, we got 3,000 lawsuits against Diddy right now. It's a lawsuit fiasco. So they put Diddy in there. They're like, yo, let's up the ante. We want Jay-Z too. But before we put him in the lawsuit, let's see if he's gonna give us millions of dollars first to help with the pain or whatever. Forget about the criminal charges, because they definitely have statutes with all type of limitations on charges like this. We all know in this country, right? There's a statute of limitation on this type of a crime, right? Anyways, I hope you keep the sarcasm in my voice. Anyways. So they go, I bet we're going to get Jay-Z to cough up millions of dollars. Jay-Z says, nah, F you, bro. I ain't doing it. So now they include him in the lawsuit, and everybody's going crazy. Is that what y'all going crazy over? That's what it is. Nah, bro. Mind you, everything was taped at the Diddy parties. Everything was taped like, ooh, nah, bro. Now, what's up with the father, though? We're not going to say anything about the father? The father gets a call. He's just chilling like for 25 years. Like we ain't gonna call the police. All right, man. Let's see where this goes, man. Let me know what you think about that in the comments.
Now,
that's really the story. Like that's the story that, mind you, they had to write this statement. Listen, y'all should have gotten Kendrick's ghostwriters. And that's what she needed. She needed Kendrick to write this drawing. If Kendrick would have wrote this statement for her, I'm for get live, it'd be a whole lot of that. Son, you going to jail. Yo, y'all niggas let Kendrick chant his way. Yo, that niggas is bugging, bro. Yo, when my brother said to me, I just wish you would have focused on Kendrick more on Family Matters. The nigga rapped about Kendrick for like 5 minutes straight. What are you talking about? You know how long Kendrick raps on Not Like Us? Like a minute. Like if you skip over the hook and skip over all those fake ass bridges, my man rapped for about a minute and a half, and most of it is stuff that he got from Twitter. Not even like original thoughts, like actual like literally like word for word. The 8 minor bar, all that shit. Like that shit was from those was tweets people wrote on Twitter that he turned into bars, which I'm not too mad about. But don't tell me that this guy's the greatest pen you guys have ever seen. Y'all niggas is tripping. Y'all niggas just don't. You know what it is too. Another thing too. For people who believe in this shit, a lot of that has to do with the fact if you believe that Jay did any of this stuff, a lot of it has to do with the fact that you can't reconcile being broke. You can't reconcile your own limitations. And what you want to do is you have got this idea in your mind that if someone is very wealthy and has done very well for themselves, they must be evil, and anything that happens in their life, they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can find this clip real quick with Anton and them talking about this. I have no idea what makes like the intro thing come on, but all right, well, here we go. All right, so boom, check it out. So we got I'm gonna do a live reaction. I haven't watched this video in its entirety. So on the Anton Daniel show, they was reacting to this whole thing with Hove and whatnot. So I wanted to go ahead and share this video. I wanted to get Anton's thoughts on this. He always got some insightful things to say. Shout out to him. Fair use. Let's get it.
Speaking, you started interrupting me immediately because you're emotional about it, because you think that this is a gender thing, and I think that this is a shakedown. And the reason that I think it's a
hold on real quick. Let me break down what Anton is saying. We said this is a gender thing. So I'm not going to play what she said before. We already know what she's doing. It's always going to be about basically what she wants to do is support the believe all women. How can I say? I don't want to say movement, but the idea. Remember, I told you guys, women transmit ideas throughout society because women speak the most, they communicate the most, they spend the most time with the kids. Okay, so she can transmit ideas, culture, all types of shit, right? So what modern women are trained to do is, for the most part, especially when it comes to these kind of situations, always argue in favor of the woman, even if you don't know anything about her, even if she has not given you, shows you that she has any credibility. Because that's one thing that we can find in common with all of these cases is that none of these people are people who have established any kind of credibility. There are literally people who just came up on the scene and say, yo, it was him. This is what happened. You understand? So, I'm gonna go ahead and let this John play for a little bit. Then I'm gonna react, and I'm gonna close out on the subject.
You always think that when it comes to rich men. We went through this with Diddy already.
The reason that I think it's a shakedown, and I think that the majority of the people that filed a lawsuit against Diddy is a shakedown also.
We know.
So listen, this is why
These men can do no wrong.
because the original lawsuit that she filed had nothing to do with Jay-Z. The lawsuit is now amended to include Jay-Z. More importantly,
which is also just disrespectful because, like, yo, how do you forget? How do you forget an encounter with Hove? This is one of the greatest rappers of all time. How do you forget? Listen, if Jay-Z would have walked by me in 1999, I would never forget him walking by me, much less doing something to me at a Diddy party when I was 13. You was definitely old enough to like remember stuff. So, and you saying the person who told the story talking about everything's not clear and this and that. I'm like, fam, what are you talking about? That's the best your memories ever going to be at 13. You're supposed to remember everything. That's when you have all your childhood memories. You're supposed to remember everything that's going on. You know, you feel me? And you can say, oh, and this is the summer. That's the summer I went to band camp. At the end of band camp, I met Jay-Z and Diddy on a whim. That shit sound like the plot of a real bad 2000s MTV, like straight to TV MTV movie. You know what I mean? Like, still not really explaining what is a 13-year-old doing unsupervised in the city? I mean, I know it's New York, but goddamn. And especially given that she actually had parents.
I have never, and I have known multiple different women that were assaulted and sought justice for what happened to them. They never filed a lawsuit. They always went for an actual, real criminal complaint. They wanted the person to go to jail. They were not seeking money. They wanted the person to burn for what they did to them. Every single woman that I've ever met in my life that has ever communicated that something happened to them, even if they never said nothing, they actually wanted the person to go to jail and to go away. They did not seek their lawyer, because if you actually look at the complaint of what happened, he never even filed a lawsuit. He went to Jay-Z and was asking for money. That's why Jay-Z.
He hit him up like, hey, listen, bro. Let's make this nice and smooth. No arguments, no. He hit him up like Fancy Chef. Listen. I want you to call me. All right? Book me now. No arguments, no grief. He said, listen, just slide me a cool $1 million. No argument, no grief, untaxed. You know what I'm saying? Put in the suitcase, hand it to my secretary, and no one's ever gonna know what happened. Matter of fact, they need this lawyer needs Kevin Gates on his team. Kevin Gates come through, get that money, and said, "Don't ever speak of this again." He said, "Don't ever speak of this again." It's crazy.
He is countersuing the lawyer himself and saying, listen, why you come to me asking for money and saying that this never had to see the light of day in the first place before you actually wanted to publicly file a lawsuit, because you know that the court of public opinion was going to play a role in this. He never actually filed the lawsuit until Jay-Z refused and said, man, I'm not giving you a dime because you're not about to shake me down. And so you think that it's about money. I think it's about money too, but I think it's about money with regard to the person that is complaining. Listen, the one thing about me is that I'm consistent.
Very used.
And I'm always open to the possibility that I'm wrong. And if I'm proven wrong, then I'll admit that I was wrong. But the fact of the matter is I'm the same person that never believed in the Me Too movement. I'm the same person that think that women continue to leverage the justice system in order to get men. And I'm the same person that hold people accountable and say it's innocent until proven guilty. And in this case, I don't believe a person that comes back 24 years later, file an amended lawsuit after having a lawyer go to shake him down, and then think that in addition to the fact that she never ever filed a criminal complaint, how come nobody ain't asking the questions and say, where's the parents at? And how come they not held accountable for this?
You know, sex trafficking is also really
How come nobody is asking no questions about the
Well,
parents?
I asked the same question with the R. Kelly situation.
You're so green about these
What's
things.
your parents?
I'm
say?
green. You're right.
With
When
the
it
R.
comes to certain things, you
I said
did.
the same thing. Like with the R. Kelly situation, I said the same thing. Where were the parents? But there were parents pimping out their daughters to be with these men. And then if you think about, like, let's say Judy Garland, if you think about Drew Barrymore was an addict at the age of 12. Like, it's not uncommon for them to be in those settings. And I do want for them to reveal who the girl is.
Drew Barrymore was a child actor. Okay? Judy Garland was a famous actress. The point they're trying to make is that this is a Hollywood thing. This is a show business thing. Regardless of that, there is no setting where it doesn't matter how famous you are that you're going to, you're out and about on the town at 13 years old by yourself, just wandering the streets, and you just wander into a Jay-Z party. Okay? No, there is account. I'm like, first of all, how do you argue if there's accountability with the parents? It doesn't matter if you bought a R. Kelly or not. The parents is still accountable for that. The reason why they want to argue this shit is, well, for one, because it's a black man that they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? If it was a white guy, it'll be a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. Shout out to AC. He always makes this point about, yo, black women protect Brad's image. Okay? But when it comes to anything with black men, like even I think I showed that on, actually, no, I was off camera when I showed it, when I saw it. But basically, one that makes a joke about, yo, I don't care. He did that shit. He did that shit. You think Jay-Z slept with a 13-year-old? Are you serious? Like, do y'all really realize like what that means? You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole concept. You gotta realize that at that point, that you were in PDF file territory when you were talking about someone sleeping with someone that's significantly younger than them. All right. Not only that, this is as men in general. I can't say most men in general are not attracted to women who are that young. That's more than a young woman. That is pretty much that's a little more than a little girl. Okay, especially not in modern times. Okay, this been going on so long that people kind of forgot. Well, then again, grown men sleeping with underage women has always been kind of a thing that's been going on. Society has changed its views a lot when it comes to what's an appropriate age to be dating, or what's an appropriate age gap and things like that, of course, because we become more civilized. At the end of the day, whether y'all want to admit it or not, men have become better and become more civilized. That's why we even had these conversations to begin with, because men decided, no, that's not a good age to be starting that kind of activity, and now that's shunned, is looked down upon. You know what I mean? Of course, I think 13 has always been like extremely young, you know, to be for a grown man to be involved with. But hey, I digress. But a part of it is that, again, for one, if someone is extremely successful, that they have to have problems, and they have to have they have to be guilty of a bunch of heinous, evil things. Because that's how people kind of reconcile why they're not successful, okay? Or why they're not where they want to be at. I never forget, like, yo, I didn't realize at that time that, yo, my professor was indoctrinating me, all right, into a brokey mindset, where, because she basically, what she explained to us was, this is in one of my sociology classes, right? And what she said was, there's no way that an entity or a person could amass considerable wealth without it being at a cost to other people. And what that translated to me was that all companies, basically anyone that has money and doing very well, they're out of touch, they're disconnected, they're not real. You know what I mean? Like, you start getting these weird ideas. Now, I'm a young person, I'm young and broke. That's why, like, liberal politics are appealing to you when you're younger, because you're broke and you don't really have as much skin in the game. You know what I mean? You're not really spending money and paying bills yet. Like, I told my brother, like, yo, I'm not saying you can't have an opinion about the election and politics and stuff like that, but it's different because, you know, your hat's not really in any arena. You don't pay any bills. So with this whole economy, and I hate to keep bringing it back to the economy, but it's really a big deal because, again, it's hitting people's pockets. You don't have pockets to be hit. So you don't have as much skin in the game, beloved. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm gonna let a little more of this play, and then we're gonna conclude with this subject, and I will have covered the Jay-Z debacle.
Is because she's not 13 anymore. I do want for them to be able to reveal who she is. And it may not even necessarily be that she was the girl, but I don't put anything past Jay-Z with messing with underage girls. She may
how come y'all didn't have this same energy when the brick lady was up here saying believe all women?
I don't believe all women.
No. What I'm trying to understand is why are we inconsistent?
Why are you changing the subject?
No, I'm bringing it back. Why are we inconsistent with who we believe and who we don't believe based off of popularity?
Because Jay-Z has a history.
Because y'all don't even know this woman. You don't even know. You don't know this woman.
You do, Anton.
You have never met this. Y'all don't even know y'all don't even know who the accuser is.
Yeah, but we don't know Jay-Z either.
You automatically
don't know by default. It don't matter who the accuser is. It don't matter what their background is. It don't matter nothing. Because when we looked at the brick lady, we said, listen, you don't qualify for being able to have this conversation because you got a history that's bad. So because
I wouldn't compare the two.
I'm amazed at this. Let me be quiet.
I'm just saying, but you said exactly what I said. You just don't believe women. You are loyal to money. So anybody with money and status.
This ain't got nothing to do with money. I'm consistent across the board, and that I don't believe by default anybody and that's why I say.
But you automatically by default believe that Diddy and Jay-Z are both innocent without having any facts. So what do you?
Well, no, that's not what he's saying. What he's saying is that you were innocent until proven guilty. They have not gone through the process. Now, if your ass was in a situation where you're in a legal situation and you haven't gone through trial, you haven't gone through the due process. No, everyone has that right. But a part of that shit is also, again, the white supremacist mindset that a lot of black people, but in particular black women, partake in, where you believe and you have a strong belief that that black men are monsters, and if someone says a black man did something illegal, that makes sense and it must have happened. And there's a really effed up way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like, and again, I love how Anton comes to these conversations because he's coming into it. He's not coming into it as if he's trying to convince you that he's right. Look out for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Someone's intention, and when someone establishes their intention, it's super important. It's super important, okay? Because I say that because you have an idea of why they're saying what they're saying or what their desires are. Now, I mean, what she's getting caught up in is her emotion and her desire to kind of basically is between being a contrarian. And I guess maybe it's the need to be right. I don't know. But I mean, but for the most part, what she's mostly arguing is that no, black men are monsters. He has to be a monster. I'm like, fam, Jay-Z them been famous for a super long time. If he had a history, R. Kelly was the one who was with Aaliyah when she was underage. Jay-Z was not with Aaliyah when she was underage, bro.
He never said that. You know what?
Yes, you do. You automatically assume.
I said I reserve the right to change my mind if more evidence come out to show the contrary. But I'm not going to convict nobody in a court of public opinion just because it's popular to do so. No. The difference between me and y'all, you are straight up feminist. You believe that women is just true, that they tell.
No, I never said that either.
Then why would you take this position and not say, why don't we let the evidence come out and see what happens?
Because you don't take that position.
Just did.
No, you don't. You automatically assume that Jay-Z is innocent. You automatically assume.
From the beginning, he said, I always make room for the possibility of being wrong. Which I think everyone should preface an argument, especially if it's an argument, with that. Because you're coming into it as saying, I'm humble, that I'm not here to argue my point just to argue it. I'm humble enough to say I could be wrong. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe, beloveds, man. We're going to go ahead and take a break. I'll be back shortly, man. Like, share, and subscribe, man. Love y'all, man. Hold on. All right, so we back. We got the most confident five to ever breathe air, to ever live. To ever touch down in this world. Do you understand? Travis Hunter's girlfriend, check out. Behold, Now, I actually haven't watched this full video, so she's about to go on a rant. I mean, it's basically lies. So she's going to talk about the video of her where Travis is receiving a Heisman Trophy, and she does not stand up, and she has to be prompted to stand up while he receives such an award. There's also a situation where they are at some kind of event, and he's taking pictures with people and whatnot, and you can hear her audibly say, "Am I supposed to just sit here all day long?" So that's what, you know, at least that's what it sounded like. That's what the caption said, right? And also the most famous clip, well, actually it's a few. It's several clips where she's not making him look good, and people aren't really saying that based off of just like speculation. They're saying that based off of the body language that you are displaying. Whoa. Why am I getting ads? Hold on, beloveds. We had clarity, right? I'm talking about this clip right here. So this is the clip right here where, you know, he's at an event taking pictures and whatnot, and you can hear by the tone of her voice she's complaining. That's it. Here we go. Don't you saw them hands flared out? So his hands go out like this. That's not, listen, those are the hands of a man that's close to being defeated. Those are stress. Those are stress hands. You get it? Stress hands. Nothing good is going on there. Let me show you one more so we clear on why we're here to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, and subscribe if you're watching the video, man. Show some love to your boy. I appreciate y'all and I love y'all, okay? Hold on, man. Oh, goodness gracious. Hold on, man. I just had this shit, man. Where is it? Like, ruining my transitions. This is the one that they're most famous for.
Let's talk about Travis Hunter's historic game last night. This man went off. 116 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception on defense. The final score was 52-0. After putting on a masterclass on the field, Travis walks over to the stands to celebrate with his girlfriend Liana Linnea, and the vibe was awkward. She looked mad, like,
fam, when you trying to hug, first of all, you should never feel. Let me tell you something. That's one of the reasons why, you don't go for the hug. You almost never go for the hug, bro. You gotta let women hug you, bro. You know what I mean? Because you put yourself in a position where you start wrestling and doing like hug jujitsu. He wrestling with her for you. Like, I mean, I'm saying he moving around. You know what I mean? It's just not how millionaires should move. The bull finna be a future millionaire. Nasty work. Right. So this is one of the few clips that people talk about. There's one other clip where they talk about how they met and whatnot. And she makes it a point to talk. Well, in that clip, she said that he was not her type and everything, right? And don't get me wrong. It's true that you could be attracted to someone and they're not your type. But then again, that's more of a man thing. Like, men really can adjust. Like, we can be attracted to almost any kind of woman if she's attractive. If she has like the components that make women attractive, we can be attracted to any kind of woman. All right. Whereas with women, you kind of hear women kind of find more and more, and they kind of keep escalating. Like, I won't even say standards, but kind of just that filter. Whether they realize it or not, they keep adjusting that filter so it's to the point where no one can come through that filter. No one that doesn't. You're describing an imaginary person. You understand? So anywho, like I was saying before, the body language is why people have a negative outlook on a relationship. It's also getting to a point where he's getting online, Travis Hunter, and basically trying to troll and trying to save face. But what's really going on is that he's experiencing Stockholm syndrome. All right, where he has created what he thinks is a close relationship with his girlfriend. When all actuality, a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's just new to him, and he obviously wasn't getting women in high school. All right, guys or people who are not that good looking, it takes some time to kind of grow into what their look is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men look their best when they become grown men, because maturity, looking more mature, can make a man look more attractive. You know what I'm saying? So that's why in your 30s, like a guy like that, when he gets to be older, he'll be more seasoned and he'll have a better idea of how to put himself together, and also like what hairstyles and stuff like that like look good on you. It takes years to learn what looks good on you, unless you have like a team or have someone around you that has a know-how. Even with a haircut, like if that barber doesn't know what a good haircut is, you're not gonna have a good haircut. You won't find out, a fade looks good on me. You understand? So, I wanted to share a little bit of this.
So
I know with a clap back, but I guess her trying to explain herself. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play a little bit of each.
Girls that were there, I don't care about what people. Okay, I'm going to be addressing all this stuff. Look like or what they can give me. I date people for who they are as a person, how they honor God, and how they treat the people around them. And Travis is all the above. So when I said he wasn't my type, I meant because he was younger than me. I had never dated no one younger than me, and he had cheated on his girlfriend. I don't know if your type is cheaters, but mine isn't. So no, he wasn't my type at first off of those two things, but that didn't discredit the fact that I was attracted to him. That's obviously why I gave him a chance. And then I learned he truly is a phenomenal and wonderful human being. And that's why we're together. And that's why we're still together to this day. I don't care about what people look like or what they can give me. I date people for who they are as a person, how they honor God, and how they treat the people around them. And Travis is all the above.
So it's shit right here. Make no mistake, you are definitely looking at a narc. All right. Now we don't know to what extent, but you're definitely looking at a narc. Because only a narc has the ego big enough, right, to be around greatness and superstars and find no reason to be upset. Because right now you are famous. Now again, if nothing was wrong, or not even that, this is the fact that you guys are in public settings where there are cameras on y'all, and you know there's cameras on y'all. Well, at least you should know. All right, just making sure. At least you. I haven't been using my soundboard at all, yo. At least you should know, right? What's going on? There's no smiles. There's no closeness. You have your arms folded. All that says, so it's either you are complaining to him or putting him through it, or you're a really unhappy person. But either way, that young man, listen, I said this yesterday, I'm going to say it again. Ironically, I heard on the Angry Man show too. That young man needs to be focused on his game. He do not need no girlfriend. And also, not only that, he doesn't need to have a girlfriend because he doesn't need to have a girlfriend to have sex. I don't think he realizes that. He thinks he needs a girlfriend to have sex. And I'm going to go over this again. In terms of what we got to do with young men is help them raise their standard for what they want in a relationship. And talk about that. And talk about the value of a wife and what a wife looks like. Because for the most part, most modern men marry women because it's a girl they know. And it's the progression of things, not because he said, I'm looking for a wife and I want this kind of wife. I need a wife that can support me in these things. Most men don't even consider the commitment level the woman who says she wants to be your wife should be ready for. Okay. Hold on, y'all. But anywho, we're gonna start really pointing out the the connections between baddie syndrome and continue to refine baddie syndrome. So this one right here, baddie syndrome is strong with this one. You know what I'm saying? She's wearing the belly shirt, the tattoos, lashes. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole I know basically like you a five. You a five. You know what I'm saying? But through faith, because baddie syndrome is also about the faith that you have in your own physical beauty, despite where it actually lies. It's almost like, for the most part, you see yourself as one of the most beautiful women out there, and the most, well, not even beautiful, the most desirable woman out there. You see yourself amongst those women, regardless of whether or not it's true, right? And a part of that, well, I'm sorry, what it results in is this expression of the overinflation of your value when it comes to relationships. So you're seeing this shit play out. Now, any man that has respect, let me tell you something, and this is harsh, and it's really hard for young boys. That's why young boys don't do good in relationships. And if a woman is smart, you're going to get him when he's young. You know what I'm saying? Because I talked to other men about, there's going to be a lot of conversations that you can't have, because once you have the conversation or express certain things, the power dynamic can change between you and the person that you're talking to. So it's certain things you can't really ask about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always use this example. Like a lady I knew said, that people that we know be talking about me, and I said what they be saying. So she said, "Oh, they be saying that you're cute and whatnot, right?" And that's not exactly how it went. It was much more like flirtatious and sexually charged. But I'll get me wrong, it didn't really matter. I was curious to know who said what, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It's people that it doesn't matter. It's not a situation. It's not that kind of party. It's not that kind of environment. And not only that, even if it was a kind of environment, you still shouldn't ask, because, again, your image is everything, right? And one thing that makes men attractive is when they don't seem pressed or don't seem desperate. All right, that's a part of confidence. And listen, no matter what, you try your best to kind of maintain that. You know what I mean? But when you ask certain questions and start certain conversations, you for the most part, I don't see you compromise yourself, but you mostly, like, you change the whole dynamic of the relationship. But anywho, I'm sorry, no, I went off on a little tangent there. But this one right here, I keep speaking to the whole baddie syndrome thing, because realistically, if Travis had respect for himself, he would see that this woman is useless to him. She's not going to further. A lot of men don't realize, no, your girl's supposed to support you in your goals according to what your plan is and what your vision is and what your program is. Like, for example, if I was with a woman right now, I got a really big place. You know what I'm saying? One of the main things I need is your support at the crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm a professional content creator. I might need her to hold the camera. You feel me? I might need her to help me out with the books. You feel me? Who knows? But men have to learn that. No, listen. Like, for one part of leadership that you're not going to be absolved from is that you have to always have a plan and be able to communicate the plan. You can never operate as if people should just know. People should just understand or expect people to lead themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much about these people as grown. It's about the plan. And you put effort towards getting a certain outcome. And that, in whatever, scenario. You feel me? So anywho, let's go ahead and let her talk. Let her talk her shit.
So when I said he wasn't my type, I meant because he was younger than me. I had never dated no one younger than me, and he had cheated on his girlfriend. I don't know if your type is cheaters, but mine isn't. So no, he wasn't my type at first off of those two.
So she knows that when people say type, they're talking about what they're physically attracted to and what they go for. She knows that. Going through all these things that no one was thinking like, oh my God, you know. So she said that he's not her type. So that means that he be cheating. No, when someone says you're not my type, they're usually saying I'm not into you. But type usually has to do with physical. It could be other attributes, right? But it mostly has to do with physical. So I'm like, come on, bro, don't get up here and lie to these people. You ain't gotta lie, Craig. You ain't gotta lie. Yeah.
Things, but that didn't discredit the fact that I was attracted to him. That's obviously why I gave him a chance. And then I learned he truly is a phenomenal and wonderful human being, and that's why we're together, and that's why we're still together to this day.
So she said something that was very key. She said that's why I gave him a chance. It's not right. It's not right. It's not right, man. It's not right. Oh, my Bluetooth is on. My bad, y'all.
Get up and get out of them relationships. Like, you here, bro?
You know what I mean?
Who are these niggas? I cried right now. You know what I mean? like, we need to stay away from these niggas.
Shit is stressful, man. Shit is just straight devilish. And this is another thing I'm also going to say too is that it's another reason why I don't like people using too much slang when they talk to me, or using too many damn metaphors when they talk to me. Nigga, talk to me straight. Talk to me white. Like talk to me. I at times I have to tell my friends, talk to me like I'm white so I can understand what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Because niggas start giving you metaphors and punchlines and haymakers and double entendres and schemes and shit like that. Like, bro, you rapping right now, but I still don't know what happened to Harry. You understand? But giving him a chance, that's crazy for her to say she's giving him a chance. When like, yo, this is literally the biggest opportunity of her life. She will literally never get a shot like this again in her life. But she's not wrong, because in his mind, everything about how he's moving says that he don't know he's the man. I told y'all before, people are invested in you not knowing how popping you are, you not knowing how valuable you are, especially black men. Black men always been the prize. Even right now, look at that. Black man's the prize. But one of the greatest schemes, the greatest cons, especially the American dream, we can argue the American dream is about convincing this Negro that he not worth but so much. Look at how much the country has gotten out of black men by convincing us that you ain't really worth that much. And despite all that, in every era there was black men that was millionaires. Then the Reconstruction era, when the million was worth a lot more money, or it was a lot more money, it was black millionaires. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, man. Let's let her cook.
I don't care about what people look like or what they can give me. I date people for who they are as a person, how they honor God.
Her saying I don't date people for what they look like or what they can give me. Fam, you just projecting. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. Okay, let me tell you something. One of the biggest red flags is this. Now, women lie all day, every day anyway, but a huge red flag is the size of a woman's lie. For her to say that I do not date people for what they can give me, because everything about her character, her demeanor, all that stuff, all that shit says me. To the point where the whole internet is saying, you know what, that is your bop. That is what you do, man. You ain't got a lie, Craig. All right, we gonna let her cook.
This pop-up shop this past weekend. People are saying that this actual Heisman ceremony. This is making me so mad because anyone who knows me knows I support Travis in every win, everything he does, because I truly, truly love that man. He is perfect in my eyes. So when his name was called, I instantly was going to, if you watch the video, you can see me like, but his mom didn't get up. So I was like, oh, maybe I don't get up. Maybe I just sit here with her. So I sat there and then y'all said Coach Prime had to tell me to get up. No, he didn't. He said, go get him. Go get your man. And once Travis stood up, but he didn't have to do that because I was going to do that anyways. As soon as I seen Travis get up, then I thought it was appropriate to stand up, greet him, congratulate him. But then there was a camera right in front of Coach Prime. And I knew they were going to film that moment. And because of how people are online, this actual Heisman ceremony, this is making me so mad because anyone who knows Coach Prime, and I knew they were going to film that moment. And because of how people are online, I was like, I don't want to be in that shot. So I'm going to sit down. So I try to sit down. So I'm not in the camera while I'm crying. People are going to be like, oh, why is she crying? Stuff like that. And so I got out of the camera purposefully so they can have their moment. That's all it was. No one told me to stand up. No one had to tell me to celebrate with him. I was just sitting there crying. I wanted to take it in myself too. I was super excited for him. But I wanted the moment to be about him and his family. And that's another thing. People are like, why did he sit next to her? Why was his mom? We had assigned seats. I didn't have a choice where I sat. They are obviously going to put Coach Prime. And I knew they were going to film that moment. And because
So that's the video that they talking about right there. I mean, more than likely, like you lying. I ain't gonna lie, like you lying, you lie. I mean, let me tell you something. Again, it's that obvious. People can see the hate radiating off you. I mean, I'm just saying. I guess I could be wrong. But like everyone's met a girl like this before, you know what I'm saying? Because what's also going on is that it's really interesting. Like, and this is probably always going on, right? Where you had women who, and again, I don't think she's a bad looking girl. I mean, I think from that angle right there, she all right and whatnot, but she's not like no good looking woman or nothing like that. But she has like the whole kit, like the like the long weave, the lashes, the makeup, you know what I mean, the skimpy clothing and whatnot, and the whole air of, they broke the mold when they made me type shit. But it's not appropriate. Regular. And that's okay. But at this point, I don't think the videos or anything she's saying is that bad. It's just that, of course, I don't really believe her. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm older. So I've experienced like more archetypes and whatnot. So everyone knows like what's popping. Everyone knows what's happening. And the fact still remains, bro. We got to start teaching the young boys more and more. Like, yo, you need to not be in those serious relationships. The more responsibility you have, the greater you are at whatever you do. You don't need to be in a relationship, especially for something like that, because you need to be securing your freedom, your life. Not your freedom. Your sustenance, your everything. All right, because that game may carry him for the rest of his life. Have that figured out now. Like, yo, reason why like I can get married right now, because like, yo, I have enough experience. I've lived enough life that where like, yo, I can handle having a wife. I can handle having a family. I can handle having more kids. You know what I'm saying? I can lead, you know what I'm saying? As long as I'm in cooperation, we good. We Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Word up.
love in the bricks?
No.
If I snap my fingers, you forget that you ever gay. I was never gay. Exactly. Wait, no, stop. Yes. No, stop. You can't. I was never gay. Okay. No, I was never gay. Sure. You can't.
Yes, sure. Yeah, man. So there goes that right there, man. Yeah, again, like so many young men get into these relationships early in life and whatnot, and they have this this fantasy about what relationships are, which is basically a bunch of stimulation and not cooperation. You know what I'm saying? Not momentum. There's no momentum in a relationship. You feel me? And what goes on is that what you guys think, like you guys are basing what relationships are based off of. I'm sorry, you're basing your idea of what a relationship is on like TV, on movies, and these climactic moments, and not realizing that no, that's not good. Y'all supposed to have climactic moments during climactic moments. All that stuff is for love making. All that energy should be going towards love making. That's it. That's why if you're a couple, y'all gotta smash all the time on a regular basis. It's the only way you're gonna stay together. It's the only way to have a healthy relationship is for y'all to do it as often as possible. It helps y'all stay close together. You know what I'm saying? It gives her it helps to really tame the woman's chaos. She's more at peace because she'll feel more like connected to you and whatnot. Women don't always say that, but when women are in relationships, it's a healthy sign. Well, not even that. It's just like it's something that I should be doing anyway. I should be doing it as often as possible. And if she don't want to do this as often as possible, you got to watch out. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. Oh no! Before we move on, man, you know what I should be playing every time that girl talk.
That's cap. I accuse you of capping.
All right, man. Give me a moment. Let me go ahead and get this food going. I'm gonna go ahead and have some burgers tonight. Hold on, y'all. All right, so we're gonna do some big back exploration. Oh my god, I gotta drop this 40 pounds, bro. I gotta unbig this. Oh my god, unbig this back. My weight was coming down so good when I was poorer. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what's crazy for me, yo. For the most part, I'm only gonna be able to maintain a good weight if I only eat like twice a day, and I skip breakfast on a regular basis, and I have like 1 or 2 days where like I eat like once. Or I have like one day where I eat like once. And when you get older, that's really the key. I think like you digest food slower, all right, and your body benefit more from fasting for long periods of time. I was surprised that like not eating for long periods of time helped me like to kind of keep my weight down, and it's better for my hormones because you get more time to digest, and once all the food in your belly is digested, you overall like just feel better. That's why walking is so important. But anyway, speaking of walking. Let's go ahead and get into the actual relationships that plus size girls be having. So I think it's an interesting thing. So I came across this girl. Now I think she's a really cute girl. Don't say she's a big girl, but she's a really cute girl. And just such a sad story. I was like, God, oh, goodness gracious. So this says, get ready with me to sell my engagement ring. So the caption says, get ready with me to sell my engagement ring. I thought I'd share something a bit comical today to maybe make you smile and take your mind off the news. That's in regards to the election, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, fair use. Is there any music?
Because this story is going to be full of red flags. I want you to comment below and tell me what your initial estimate is for the ring. I'm a bit delulu, so I think it's going to be more than $20. A proposal is supposed to be one of the most romantic and beautiful moments of your life, right? A proposal is a moment you're supposed to feel true joy and love. Instead, I felt dehumanized and unseen. As he was placing the ring on my finger,
So even just off the rip, right? This the whole, like, when you hear this kind of language, like, this is the language of weak people. Because, like, weak people have to... They're not able to have straightforward conversations. Because what I've seen is that people who have issues, they have gained the language to make themselves sound intellectual, and they can kind of make whatever they're going through sound intellectual. So she's talking about a breakup, right? And what she's doing off the rip is, again, she's planting the seeds in your mind that I'm an intelligent person. I'm an emotionally intelligent person because I know these. I'm using these terms, right? Which is nothing really wrong with it. It's just that this style of communication has come to become synonymous with women who are like hyper feminists, and they're usually women who are very bad at relationships. Okay, I mean, in general, unless like maybe she gained weight after she had kids, most of the time, most women who are overweight, most of the time, they're not nice people. They don't be nice. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about your feelings, bro. They're more likely to get aggressive with you. They're more likely to get physical with you. They're more likely to argue back with you. To you know what I mean? It's just more likely to be a fight. It's like always a fight with like tall girls and big girls always want to fight. Even with the interaction, like it's more like they're always more aggressive. They try to impose their will more often. It's weird. But anywho, I just want to point that out because I feel like this style of communication stops people from being as honest with themselves. Because women like this, what never crosses their mind is, wouldn't it make more sense for me to put more work towards basically looking my absolute best? Because again, this is a really cute girl. Let me tell you something. If you are attractive while being overweight, that means you are really fine. Okay? Like I always think about people I know that's like in shape. I couldn't imagine them still being attractive while like being like thicker. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta really be attractive to be overweight and like people still think you're attractive. You know what I mean? So anywho.
He told me about how he found the ring. He goes into a jewelry store, looks around, and an associate comes up to him and says, "Oh, what size are you looking for?" He tells her an 8. Tells me, she then laughs and says that I must be a big girl and fat. He said he got really mad and a manager overheard this and came over, offered to help him. The ring he wound up picking, he got on sale because they felt bad.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Maybe why did he feel like he had to tell her that story? What does the sales associate's reaction to your ring size? Why would he okay, all right.
I was supposed to feel the most love, couldn't escape fat phobia. I realized he couldn't even take my feelings into account, even in a proposal. Why tell me that story at that moment?
Okay.
So, all right, fat phobia. That is like the perfect expression of what the hell I mean. With like this communication style is why people who have liberal thinking, for the most part, they're not really able to ever level up in life. Because what makes you think more conservative is when you start thinking about, you know what, I want things to work. I want things to be consistent in my life. People who think more liberal, like this one right here, they're too open to new ideas. They're too flexible with their thinking. That's why in her mind she's told herself, I'm cool being this big. And she's not correlating that, someone got you a $3 engagement ring. Even how she came into the video, of course, I understand that you don't got to spend, it's because it's an engagement ring that you got to spend a bunch of money, of course. I respect that too. But she came into it saying, I think it's worth more than $20. I'm like, God, an engagement ring? God, dog, nigga, so... Nigga, you couldn't drop $1 on it? And I know people buy affordable engagement rings. It doesn't make it any less valuable. But people just generally don't do that, I don't think. Then again, I haven't gotten married many times, so I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If you have stories about engagement ring prices, let me know. I'm not going to Google that because that's not my purpose. Do you understand? All right, thank you. Give me the respect that I'm giving you. All right. So let's get back to this roller coaster
Turns out the ring is worth about $3, y'all. $3. I knew it. He was a fucking scammer. Here's the ring in question. It's pink and blue, but it's not what I want. I gave him a spreadsheet with dozens of rings in his budget, which was around $500, and he completely ignored it. Well, Sprinkle Sprinkle works, and asking for the bare minimum gets you exactly that. Ready with me to sell my engagement?
Damn, man. Then she said sprinkle, sprinkle. Said sprinkle, sprinkle. Ma'am. No, it's not working. Hold on. Y'all, if you're watching, hold on, like, share, subscribe. If you're watching right now, she has just made a Shira 7 reference. Let's go ahead and see my baby. The incomparable, the beautiful, the not average in the face ass Shira 7.
He don't love you unless he marries you, okay? He don't love you. I'm not bringing nothing to the table, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Manipulator, a cheater, or whatever you want to call them, okay? All the timid people who don't have much, they're the ones that are so honest and so humble and so this and so that. So that's why they are in the position that they're in, because they can't make it in this real world, okay? By telling the truth all the time. I'm not bringing nothing to the table, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you want a woman to bring something to the table, go to IHOP, go to the restaurant where you can tip her, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Because if I bring something to the table, you're going to be mad because it's going to be another man who's going to not ask me to bring something to the table. He's going to take care of the bill, them kids, and everybody else, and you.
What you mean, them kids? What you mean? And listen, this is when I start realizing that, yo, this is like prawn. This is like corn for women. This is why they like this stuff. It's like corn. The adrenaline rush from hearing all those bars back to back, those was all haymakers. That was a straight baby mama fantasy. She said, don't ask me what I'm bringing to the table because you're gonna be mad. Because it's going to, so if she's saying this scenario, if you ask her what she brings to the table, she will then produce another man who will come out of nowhere. That man will be in such a great financial standing, and he is so generous that he will look at you and say, hold on, you seem broke. Let me go ahead and bless you with some bread. Also, ma'am, it doesn't matter to me how many children you have. I will pay for all of them because because you were not bringing anything to the table. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm like, hold on. How do you teach people that you will be rewarded for not being able to answer the question, what do you bring to the table? So for the most part, I always love playing that clip because it's the essence of what she talks about, because it's really that kind of content is there to evoke demonic energy, because when you convince people to live in a way where you do not care what effect or what impact your actions and words and thoughts and deeds, whatever, have on other people, you become a villain. Come on. You're a villain. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? What's going on here? I'm gonna let her finish her story, man. Where's she at? So that's who Sprinkle is, right? And the reason why I wanted to take it there real quick was because even in this situation right here, where I guess she's not going out with the guy no more. First of all, and one of the reasons why Shira 7's content is really evil and problematic is because it encourages someone who already who already has a lot of character flaws to become even worse, to just abandon all morality. Because what she's basically saying is that even if you don't have to deserve something to get it. You just need to have the faith. Baddie syndrome works primarily on faith and your self-belief. All right, that you are so important. or you are so much more important than you actually are, to the point where you do not have to provide. There we go. No intrinsic qualities, and you do not have to provide any value to the groups and the communities that you're a part of and the things that you choose to be a part of. You existing is enough. So, another reason why I want to bring up the liberal thinking, because I mean, again, I'll bring this up too because this is very common to overweight people. You know what I mean? I used to be over. I think at some point I was 330 pounds. Now I done got a little heavier recently and whatnot, but you know I'm still about 50 pounds lighter than I was a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get down another 40 pounds and be in my final form. But when I started to come down, I asked myself, I'm like, yo, what was it about me that I was okay being over 300 pounds, knowing that that's not the size that regular people are? Or why doesn't that stand out to you? You know what I mean? And a lot of that has to do with the truth and the words we use to describe our situation, to explain our situation. That's why communication is so important. What did I say Six Packs TV is here for? We're here to help you improve and increase your communication, because the same voice you talk with, the same voice you think with. The clearer I can make both of those, the more logical I can get you to become. Because from there, I'm planting the seed and I'm pushing you in that direction, and now you know what I know. Right? And from there, we want to help improve your relationship to people, places, and things. You understand? You get the concept, right? So, in my weight loss journey, I had to realize that a lot of how I saw the world was based on my weight. I tell my little brother all the time, yo, we got to go ahead and lose that 60 pounds, man, so you can live life. I've always been heavy. Even when I was like way smaller, I was still heavier than other guys my size. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I've always been heavy or a little bit heavier than other guys. Always. To the point where I had to realize, yo, you don't know what it's like to walk around with a six-pack. You don't know what it's like to be that slim that you can have a six-pack, or so slim that you naturally have like visible muscles. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and I'm like, damn, like, why was I always okay with that? And it had to do with the fact that I had almost no ambition. I never grew up wanting a nice car. I never had desire for like a luxury car. I never even saw myself in a luxury car. I remember one time talking to my mother, and my mother said, oh, yeah, I never saw myself as a person to have a car. Because that's how old my mother is. My mother is from an era when like everyone didn't have a vehicle. That wasn't a thing. My dad used to mention that how like people didn't always have cars. Or not everyone, less people had cars. You know, like in the 80s and 90s and whatnot. It's not like how it is now, where more people have vehicle. It's mostly because there's more cars on the roads and more cars have been kind of recycled. You know, more and more people have driven that same car, shit like that. You feel me? So, anywho, so yeah, I didn't realize how it affected how I saw every part of my life. And even when it came to dating, and I think that one thing that made me say, you know what? I probably would have an easier time, or I probably would have a better reaction from the women I'm meeting, you know what I'm saying, if I lost some more weight, or if I lost some weight, you know what I'm saying? And like, yo, and listen, like that's what happened, you know what I mean? And like, I had to say, you know what, nah, you know, I'm not at my best, right? And I'm like, you know what, this probably would go a lot better if like, yo, if I was 200 or something, you know what I'm saying? So anywho, in her mind, she has not gotten there. She's not making the correlation at all. All right. I'm not sure how long she's with this dude, but you saying you gave him a spreadsheet of rings. First of all, you're not supposed to have like a spreadsheet of rings. And he's saying they were all under $500, which I respect that most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really big on someone being able to appreciate the gesture. You never want to be around or be with no women who really who's too into those kind of things. All right, like I don't believe I'm like, yo, like you. Anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway. So I bring the situation up also because I want to look at the kind of relationships that plus size girls actually be in. You know what I'm saying? The fact of the matter is this: he didn't look for rings that were in a certain budget to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Also, it's because like, yo, I mean, now mind you, this is the white guy. She's dating a white guy, all right, and those be the kind of interactions they be having. Those be the kind of dynamics they be having. All right, where yo, my man don't gotta do nothing. And I have to ask, like, yo, would she accept a ring that was under 1,000 from a black man? The ring is supposed to be a few months' pay. Or something like that, at least a month's pay. Something like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be, but it's supposed to be a substantial amount. The idea is that it's a forever kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like $20. Shit. He said $3. And then told her it was $3. Anyway. So we are in the new season 11. I want to look at one of the couples, the plus size girl in particular, and I want to look at a certain interaction here, and we're gonna keep that fact. We're gonna keep it on them. That's what we're gonna do. All right, fair use.
My man.
Fair use.
Rob and I have a twin flame connection. He is my divine counterpart. Our sexual chemistry is extreme.
Boom, right there. Boom. No time wasted at all. What I'll be telling y'all. Listen. It is hella masculine for women to talk about their sexual desires in a public space. That is not ladylike at all. Fellas, if you ever see that, and big girls are notorious for that shit, because a big girl, that's the kind of woman who's going to definitely talk about you in terms of like your personal business, in terms of the bedroom, if things don't work out, or she'll give an opportunity. You understand me? But masculine women always make it a point to make it seem like pretty much like for them, sex needs to be as close to being pornographic as possible. You know what I mean? So that like just imagine every aspect of that. You know what I'm saying? So for them, so what they don't really look to have an actual connection. Of course, of course, you want it to be passionate and all the things that make relations good. But again, power dynamics. You know what I mean? It's certain things that just don't look good, don't sound good. And I have to tell you, if a woman ever talks to you in a way that makes it seem like I don't want to say sex is everything, but like for example, the kind of women who, all right. So for example, on the previous season, Love After Lockup, when Troy got out, Jeray made a point to talk about how she wanted to find out how big his penis was, or she was nervous to find out about how big his penis. I'm like, why are you talking about that on camera? God damn, that's personal. Oh my God, like that is so personal. Like, why you have to say that out loud? Like, that's such a personal thought. You keep that to yourself, okay? But I don't know. It's just consistently masculine, like really masculine chicks, and that's a sign of a really masculine woman. You know what I'm saying? So this one right here, this is the archetype where she is ready for him to come out, and she's ready to foot the bill. She's ready to pay the big girl tax in full. You understand?
I'm 45 days away from walking out of this prison. So, and I'm excited. I can't wait. I haven't been sexually active in 8 years. She is in trouble. I feel like I'm about to turn into an animal.
Not the wolf. I love it. My cousin is married to Rob's sister. My cousin called on the phone like, I got some pictures of teacher brother Rob. I sent the sexual chemistry is extremely good.
I'm 45 days away from walking out of this prison. So, and I'm excited. I can't wait. I haven't been sexually active in 8 years. She is in trouble. I feel like I'm about to turn into an animal.
Not the wall.
You said I'm gonna fuck you through the walls is crazy, son.
He's so yeah, I love it.
Yo, son said he gonna clap the cheeks like Juggernaut. He gonna do her like Juggernaut. Crazy work, son.
My cousin is married to Rob's sister.
Yo, what's this picture right here? Nah, bro, we screenshot this shit, bro. What? Who you telling? Who you telling to be quiet? Fam, who you telling to be quiet? Oh, nah, that nigga a creep. That nigga. He do strange things for change. He can be paid to do a lot of different things.
My cousin called on the phone like, I got some pictures as soon as you come home.
I'm excited for us to be together, you know, and start our life together.
So I wanted to play this interaction right here, and I want you to hear the stuff he's saying to her.
Oh.
So that's one
You sure sweet.
and, you know, I'm gonna get these like strippers in.
There we go. Boom. So he's saying he want to get these strippers in. Let me explain how they got there. So one thing about the big girl is a lot of times, especially when they older, at this point, they realize that they're going to have to be financially invested, and they got to come into that head first and volunteer with that kind of shit. So, you know, they do the same things that like dudes who be talking a good game be doing. I'm saying, because they'll start kind of like trying to basically kind of like, how can I say, entice you with things that they can buy you and get for you, and you'll say, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. And say, all right, yeah, great. And usually, like a lot of times, big girls be into like lesbian activity, so they'll be into that too. You know what I mean? So he probably mentioned one strippers, and when they on the phone talking shit and whatnot, she laying on her stomach, she on the phone like, yeah, okay, I can do some strippers. You know what I mean? And also, again, I think look at me, all women like attractive men, right? And men who are in shape. But like masculine women are really big on being with, I don't say being with, but they'll, because a lot of times, like guys who are very good looking, a lot of times, I put like this, guys who are good looking but haven't really found their purpose or aren't really self-sufficient, a lot of times, not that they're feminine, but they're problem solving. They haven't gone through that journey of masculinity. You know what I'm saying? I've been thinking a lot about that after I heard Angry Man say it. You know what I mean? The journey of masculinity, where you finding yourself, you finding like where you stand on things, what works for you. You know, taking care of yourself, sustaining yourself. You know what I mean? Planning for your future. You know what I mean? Being the captain of your ship, shit like that. A lot of times, you know, they tend to take more of a feminine role in terms of, you know, being okay with the women making decisions for them. Being okay with basically just not really trying to be a patriarch, not really trying to be in control. You know what I mean? Being more cool, like, all right, that's what she said. Okay, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? Like kind of being more passive, you know. And then what usually happens is, like I always say, do you wind up acting out? Because men have to be able to control their environment. Let me tell you something, like I always say, like, I don't care how much it costs me to live here. The peace I have being by myself and having all this time to think, you know what I mean, having control over my space and whatnot, yo, it's the ultimate peace. You understand? Niggas ain't real, man.
That's one of my goals as well.
Oh my God. You strip this, bro.
My question for you is, are you gonna be a part of this, or are you gonna be at home?
All right, something I want to do soon, that was definitely with my homeboys is, you know, have the strippers and, you know, it's having fun and, you know, doing things men do.
You could tell that he was a young man when he went in, because he keeps talking about this shit. So I guess he don't know what the economy is. Like, fam, where are you getting this money from? Oh, man. He must be washing tables. Oh, where's my washing tables at? That's crazy, man. You know what?
They never had my back. He told me how much he wants to protect you. They never had my back.
Never had my back, yo. But nah, like he's talking like his frontal lobe ain't developed, bro. Like, are you thinking this shit through?
You know what I'm saying? Slap dogs and have this my face, dance my lap.
When are you trying to get the strippers? It's not like the first day you come home, right? Like when are we doing?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. This whole outfit, her whole shape and whatnot, this is the whole this is the promiscuous plus size girl archetype right here. Real talk.
It's probably that week I come home. We're about to do this every first day. You know what I'm saying? Like the very first day I told you I want to have the family over and we'll cook.
First of all, what?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
No, we're not doing it. So you telling me you want everybody over at the house while everywhere?
Listen,
What? Talking about, man. This right here is the main thing I want y'all to hear.
later. You gonna get this if you're not aware of you.
Fam, yo. Bring that back, yo.
Have the strippers and we're just having fun and doing.
It's probably that week I come home. We're about to do this every first day. You know what I'm saying? Like the very first day I told you I want to have the family over and we'll cook.
First of all, what?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
No, we're not doing it. So you telling me you want everybody over at the house while everywhere?
listen, later. You gonna get this if you're not aware of you. You're gonna have all this.
Fam, yo, he said you gonna get this dick, baby. You don't gotta worry. Yo, fam, he talking to her like a trick. Like he talk like that. That's how your girl talk to you. That's when your girl say, "Don't worry, don't worry. I'm gonna give you some." Type shit. Like, yo, this is wild, son. This is wild. Like that's the kind of conversation you be having when someone's paying a big back tax. Paying a big back tax. Big back taxes.
Next you want to have. I know you horned out.
We already had the.
He said, I know you horned out. But no, I'm just saying, I also want to play this shit because this is not a conversation that you will have with a woman that's attractive. Or with a woman that you're, I don't say, well, yeah, you're afraid of losing. You know what I mean?
The talk that the first 2 days was just me and you, and then now all of a sudden you want the family to be there as soon as, like, why?
She want me immediately. She don't want to wait. I think that's gonna be an issue.
I want to cuddle. I want to be held. Why do we have to have other people as soon as you come home?
I have to really calm down because I am completely vulnerable. I do carry trauma with me from past relationships. If he hurts me, I think I wouldn't get in a relationship probably for the rest of my life.
That's another thing too. Like, yo, like big girls is also like really, really emotional. I mean, they really emotional because, like, you any kind of fools that fuck with your microbiome. Like, yo, I'm about to get back on where I was before, where like I wasn't having no gluten, no nothing. You know what I mean? No sugar, like low sugar. So like, yo, you're not living unless you live in low sugar. You feel me? But they eat a lot of the things that are bad for the gut microbiome, which increases anxiety and makes you more angry, and it like shuts down like the problem solving parts of who you are. You feel me? And it kind of keeps you in a perpetual state of anxiety and anger and having negative thoughts and whatnot. Like, first of all, it is a really negative. It's an extremely negative thought to say that I'll never be in a relationship again. Basically, what you're saying is I'm going to give up on something. Never give up. You can't give up. All right, we're gonna play a little more, and I gotta close out, man. I've been contenting too much, man. Y'all don't deserve me.
No, that gives something not enough.
All right, so that's them. I gotta find out what their names is, and make a joint for them. So I gotta watch the episode a few more times, maybe see what's going on. But I wanted to point that out and whatnot. I wanted to really, kind of get into that and talk to y'all about that. And again, I'm about to start doing content on another channel that's going to be more health oriented and whatnot. I'm going to make a commitment to get my weight down to, because I've crushed like every weight loss goal I ever had for the most part. I was down in the 250s before, and of course by that time, then I realized, oh, okay, if I want to like look good, I'm gonna have to be like 215, 220. But my ultimate goal was to get my weight down to around like 230 pounds or something like that. So then my weight then got back up to like 270. It might be lower now because the other day I was doing squats. I was able to do like 60 back to back. So whenever I'm able to do like 60, that means that I'm in the 260s. I'm somewhere around there, and I've been doing better with not eating. This kind of like going long periods of time without eating, and I just said F it, man. When I got back into my supplement stack, glutamine, this citrulline and creatine supplement, like really good for like stress, shit like that. All that shit. And magnesium glycinate. I'm gonna have some of that right now. But anywho, like, share, subscribe, man. Love y'all, man. Thank you for everyone who just joined the channel. I saw we got new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for joining the channel. I put so much into the channel. I really love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna see y'all soon, man. We out. Woo! Yeah. Love y'all.